Hey, season gang. It's the season lady coming back at you with another video. It is a absolutely beautiful day here in Florida. I am sitting out on the front porch and I decided that I needed to come back with you to you guys and give you a new video. This video is going to be 10 habits that will change your life forever. Now, as seasoned folks, all of us over the age of 50, we have established some good habits, we've established some bad habits, but these are 10 habits that'll change your life forever. Now, the wind started blowing just a little bit out here, and I got my wind chimes moving about. It's so crazy. Every time I come outside to record a video, when it's quiet and peaceful, the minute I press record on that video, the noise happens. It just never fails. So the wind chimes hadn't said a thing. The whole time I was out here, the sun was shining. I thought I'd come out here and get a little bit of it. And no sooner than I sat down and got set up, the sun went in, the chimes started blowing. So hey, we're going to let Mother Nature do her thing while I share these 10 habits that'll change your life forever. Now, with everything that's going on in this world today, one of the main things I think we have to do is cut back on how much time we spend watching the news and being on social media. And that's any type of social media, whether we're mindlessly scrolling on TikTok or we're getting information here on YouTube or we're just watching MSNBC, CNN, ABC, CBS, all of those things. We got to cut back on some of that stuff because they just want to feed us a bunch of negativity. And we don't have time for that. As seasoned folks, we done been through a lot, we done seen a lot, and it's time for a new day. So gone are the days of us focusing on negative things. We're going to focus on the positive things and the positive things only. And one way we can certainly do that is to cut back on some of the media and things that we consume. If it's not positive, we aren't consuming it. The next thing you can do, prioritize self-care. Take care of yourself first. Prioritize taking care of yourself. Take your medicine. Do what you need to do. Don't overexert yourself. Don't push yourself any further than you need to. Do what needs to be done so that you are living the best possible version of yourself that you can. Now, you know I got my notes right here, so I'm going to be glancing down and looking at them. But as you prioritize self-care, just say no. No, it's a complete sentence. I say it over and over and over again. You don't owe anyone an explanation. And here comes the sunshine. You don't owe anyone an explanation. No means no. Just say no. Get in the habit of saying no. And then you don't have to worry about people constantly coming to you, asking you for things and asking you to do things. Because if you say no, the answer is no. They get used to you being the person that's going to say no and not just go along with foolishness and stuff. They'll stop asking you. So you won't have to come up with excuses. Just say no. Just simply say no. And I'm hoping this sun is hitting me right. I feel like I got a shadow on this side. I don't know. We'll see how this video turns out. Hopefully this kiss of sun will make me look even more fabulous. One of the habits that I've always had is I clean as I go. I clean as I go. I don't let things pile up on me. And I'm not just talking about in the kitchen and washing dishes. I'm talking about laundry. I'm talking about tasks. I'm talking about all things. I keep a list of things to do, but I don't let things pile up. And I don't typically touch things more than once. So if you can avoid putting your hands on something more than one time, I call it cleaning as you go, so you never have to go back to it. So let's backtrack just a little bit because I feel like I'm going fast. We're going to cut back on social media. We're going to prioritize self-care, and that sometimes means just saying no and cleaning as we go. The next thing, stop striving for perfection. There is no such thing. I don't even know why that's a word. Now, I know of some things that are perfect for me, but I know I'm not perfect. I have very few perfect situations. So the strive for perfection is foolishness. It's pure foolishness, and I just don't do it. Now, in this economy, this uncertain economy, every administration swears that they left this country off better off than it was before, and I just don't even think that's humanly possible. So I'm going to do what's best for me, and in doing that, I'm avoiding debt. I'm avoiding debt at all costs. I'm only using credit cards for travel and renting vehicles and Airbnbs and things like that, and I'm only charging as much as I can afford to pay off. I am avoiding debt. Now, I'm going to always keep me a reliable vehicle, so I will probably always have a car payment. I am getting that mortgage down. I'm getting that mortgage down. I'm 55 years old. I live by myself in a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom house. It's a lot bigger than anything that I need, but it's extremely affordable for me, and my mortgage is almost paid for. So I haven't fully decided what I want to do yet. If I want to downsize, or if I simply want to, keep my house and, kind of figure it out as I go. But I am doing everything in my power to avoid debt. I also have an emergency fund. Make sure you have an emergency fund. What I have figured out is, as long as I got an emergency fund, I have very few emergencies. But at times in my life when I didn't have any money tucked away in case of an emergency or in case something unexpected came up, I found myself having to come up with money or use credit cards or things of that nature. But as long as I've had an emergency fund, I have had very few emergencies. And I'm not talking about a huge emergency fund. A lot of people say you need to have 3 to 6 months of your income saved. I have always been a saver, but I try to keep $1,000 tucked away just in case something happens. That's not a lot of money, but typically an emergency, things that pop up, it don't take much more than $1,000 to take care of it. So keep you an emergency fund. Now, this is really, really important. This one is a big one. You got to find your freedom number. You have got to find that number that you can live on and still be free. Now, for those of us, that looks different. I live in a small town. It is not very expensive to live here, while the cost of everything is going up and our incomes are pretty much average. You got to find that freedom number. I got my freedom number, and I know exactly how much money I need each and every month so I can live comfortably and not have to worry about things. I've got money saved. I've got my emergency fund. I got my retirement fund. But we need that freedom number. And I suggest that each and every one of you sit down, figure out what your freedom number is. And at times we got to set goals to accomplish this. All these things don't just happen. You can, not strive for perfection, and you can just say no, and you can prioritize self-care. But to avoid debt, to make sure you have an emergency fund, and to find your freedom number, you got to set goals to be able to do that. I set goals for everything. Small goals. And as I accomplish them, I celebrate the little things. I don't wait until I've got everything and then celebrate. No, you set small goals, and as you reach them, you celebrate them. And last but not least, you need to set a time for winding down and prioritizing your rest and your sleep each and every day. And as we get older, if you need a nap in the middle of the day, do that too. But you got to prioritize rest. You got to prioritize your sleep. And you have to have time to wind down from a typically stressful day. So we are going to avoid debt. Make sure we have an emergency fund. We're going to hunt down that freedom number. We're going to set goals to accomplish these things. And we're going to prioritize our wind down, rest, and relaxation time. Those 10 habits will change your life forever. Now, I know my season gang got a few more, because I always leave some things out, and they always leave it for me in the comments. So if you would do me a huge favor and leave me a comment, what are some of the habits that you have put together to ensure that you get to live the best life, to live the best possible life that you can, doing all the things that you want to do while still enjoying this thing called life? Again, this is the Seasoned Lady coming back at you with another video, 10 habits that'll change your life forever. I'm going to ask you to like the video. Please subscribe to the channel, and don't hesitate to leave me a comment. So until the next time, I'm signing off. I hope everyone enjoys this beautiful afternoon. Toodles.